Starfleet Underground. Every week, we'll take a look at the latest Star Trek news and then check out a current or classic episode of Star Trek. With only black licorice for food, Mariner and Boimler must face off against the evil computer voiced by Jeffery Combs. Billups faces his family responsibility and mother, but Rutherford must stop Billups from making his kingdom come. It's another Lower Decks, and we'd like to run a full diagnostic from the bottom up.
What are you doing, Dot? Oh, I get it. So you run into the room and you go hold up a sign that says Huzzah because of the episode we just watched. Very funny. Okay, thank you. The light's on, and for the first time in a couple of weeks, I'm not saying anything embarrassing right off the bat. So welcome aboard, everyone, to, well, the embarrassing part just piped up. So welcome aboard, everyone, back on our wonderful ship here at Starfleet Underground. So thank you for joining us. My name is Nathan Adams, and I'm the captain of this wonderful vessel. And we have our full crew complement today. We have Heather, which is our wonderful science officer.
Hi, I'm Heather Ferris. I'm the science officer. And what's going on, Captain? I just saw two dots go down the hall, and one of them was dressed as a princess and one of them is a knight, and they were like carrying a little Tribble around with them, and the Tribble was dressed as a dragon.
I think they watched the episode. I wasn't sure. I thought they were doing maintenance, but when we were in the galley area watching it on the screen, the dots were in there. So I think they really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were like having a Ren Faire going on or something.
No, I saw one of them on a viewing screen looking up how to play D&D. So
sweet.
That's going to be interesting. And next is our computer guy. He's my number one, who's always doing number two.
I'm going to do number two in your freaking quarters in a minute here. Mm-hmm. I'm Patrick. I'm number one. I'm the computer guy. I'm also the foreign species liaison. And for some reason or another, I take the abuse this captain gives.
Yeah, because you love the abuse. So you're always like, insult me some more. Insult me some more.
No, that's why I'm getting number two in your room, in your quarters.
You guys, you're in public, remember?
Yeah, well,
as if that ever mattered to him.
Speaking of public, our most awesome publicly acknowledged winner of the O'Brien Award, our engineer.
I'm the only recipient of the O'Brien Award.
This is true. Go ahead,
let's be specific.
Go ahead, Chief. Introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Rocky. I'm the engineer of the show and the ship. And I noticed the dots were trying to put one of the Tribbles into a cardboard box, except for it wasn't shaped like a box. It was shaped like a 10-sided die.
Oh, my gosh.
They're really getting into this. This is going to be funny. The next thing you know, they're going to be down the corridor. Dot, I need you to fix the holodeck. And it's like, I have to roll a natural 20 in order to see my saving throw on this. So it's going to be interesting. Just to remind everybody, today's show is being brought to you by our Patreon users. Thank you so much for our Patreon members. You help us spade and neuter the Tribbles and get our occasional nudies that are out there that may or not be our actual nudes. You just have to sign up and see.
Oh my God. I was looking at the webpage really quick because I have access to the Patreon now. And I happened to look at it and it just, boom, full bore showed like all the photos. I'm like, it was awesome.
I tell you, especially when you get Patrick holding up the world.
Talk about a pleasant surprise.
I know. And that picture of you on the beach. Oh, my God. Talk about it. A bodybuilder bear.
It was a Bo Derek 10 moment.
He raised some 10s. I'll tell you that. Also, we're being brought to you by Section 31. And if you didn't get that little repertoire we just did, this is a podcast that's not for children. So if you're under the age of 18, bounce your ass out of the room right now. Just go ahead and leave. This is not the place for you.
Don't listen.
No, don't. Because at the end of the episode, we torture and kill Barney, and that's not enough to make you cry. Then wait, is Barney still a thing?
Oh, Barney. You said Barney. I'm thinking, who the hell is Bonnie?
No, just SpongeBob SquarePants. That's who we torture.
Set SpongeBob SquarePants on fire.
Whoa.
Yeah, there you go.
So I didn't realize he was flammable.
Yeah, when he's dried out, he is. Ooh. So you got to put him in the sun for a while. And then,
that was really torture for him.
Yeah.
Okay, don't fuck with SpongeBob because I have a Patrick doll.
Oh, that we can take Patrick and squeeze him over SpongeBob while he's burning.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
my God.
This show's getting
All right,
very violent.
Squidward. We can squeeze Squidward.
I
over
love
there.
Squidward.
Even though we're talking about cartoons, this is not meant for kids.
No, it isn't. And if you keep it up, we'll ink you. Okay. So we get any corrections out of there. Our number one, who's doing number two?
On your face.
You
Let's
wish.
see here.
No, that's not on the Patreon.
No glass bottom boats.
Let me check
Oh, not a good image.
Not on the Patreon.
this. This is not Two Girls in a Cup, so stop. Let me check subspace here, and boop-a-doop-a-doop. Nope, we are flawless, people.
Woohoo! Now, this is the part where a lot of people also love it, is that when our science officer starts off the news segment. So what's going on in the world there? What did you find?
Hi, Captain. So this week, my news segment is specifically for people who live or are visiting in Las Vegas, Nevada. So if you like escape rooms, there's a new escape room in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it is a Star Trek escape room.
What? Seriously?
Yes. Isn't that so freaking
Team building
awesome?
trip. Team building trip.
Yay.
Yes, I am all for that. So it's called Star Trek Quantum Filament, and it puts you and your friends on USS Discovery in the 32nd century, just as the ship is hit by a quantum filament. It's the same phenomenon that nearly took out the Enterprise in Star Trek The Next Generation episode Disaster.
Oh my God.
Right?
Oh my God. Becky, look at her butt.
Talk about a quantum filament.
Wow.
So I am going to go do this and check it out. And after I do it, I'll come back with a report for you, Captain.
Oh my God. I get tingles in my naughty parts. That is definitely something to see.
Well, that must be a small tingle.
Where's the hell is that button? I get it. You're lucky. You wait till the end of the show, mister. Okay, what do you got for news for us there?
Well, unfortunately, my news is a little on the sad side. Some of you guys might know Willie Garson from his role in Sex and the City as Stanford Blatch. He was on that show for quite a long time. He passed a couple days ago, and he does have a connection to Star Trek. He was in a Voyager season 5, episode 9 episode called 30 Days, where he played a character named Riga.
Damn it. I liked him. I really freaking liked him. He was so nice.
He died. He passed from cancer, I believe, is the official story. And I actually met him at the Laemmle Theater in North Hollywood one day. My friend James and I had gone to go see some movie there, and he was in the lobby, and he was really nice and, very kind, and we got pictures with him, and he was really cool. So it's, it's obviously a great loss, to his family, but it's also a loss to, the acting world, because he was in over 300 episodes of TV and more than 70 films.
Wow.
That's sad, man. That I get that right in the feels, because I have seen his work and I've always been a fan of his work for whatever role he's been on. He's been like on Hawaii Five-0. He's been on all these different shows.
He was on Supergirl.
Yeah, and his character is always so good. And the dot just flashed a screen for me to tell me that he had passed from the pancreatic cancer.
Damn.
Which something that used to be so rare. My mom passed from pancreatic cancer, as well as a couple of my friends. So I don't know what the hell is on 21st century Earth that's causing people to get this.
Coca Cola.
It's possible.
There goes your sponsorship. Thanks a lot, Heather.
It's supposed to
Now
add
we're going to
life.
get sued.
In all serious, no, fuck cancer.
Yeah, fuck
You might
cancer.
recognize that he was also on Stargate SG-1 too.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what. Okay, yeah, I see that.
Wasn't he also on?
Remember Special Unit 2?
Yeah, I remember that.
He was on
cool.
Special Unit 2 and Level 9.
And Sex and the City?
Well, yeah.
He was in NYPD Blue also. I think that was his first big breakout role, was as Henry Codfield in NYPD Blue. That was the first show on network TV that showed someone's butt.
Yes, not just someone's butt, but specifically somebody's butt.
And he was on Quantum Leap.
And X-Files.
Yeah.
He's a working actor, and he worked so much because he was good.
Yeah, he was very
Everyone
good.
liked to get him on screen. So, yeah.
Before we jump to the next moment of news, let's have a moment of silence for this terrific human being. All right. You have anything else other news, Patrick, other than us bumming us down?
Nope.
Okay. Next is Rocky. What do you got for us,
Well,
Chief?
now that they were bummed all down, let's get up. William Shatner. Now, this is officially through TMZ, so I don't know how official this is, but if TMZ comes out and says it must be, okay, Shatner is going to actually go to space. He's going to get on the Bezos rocket.
Are you kidding
me? The
Blue
Origin rocket, the one that looks like a giant cock, and go into space for 15 minutes and come back.
Apropos.
Seriously?
Yeah, apparently next October. Or wait a second.
No, it
is October.
In the next month.
Next week.
So you shoot. Yeah, that's like near future.
Okay, yep. I'm taking bets. How many G-forces do you think he could stand?
Half.
I would think he'd be able to. It's a serious question, though, because he's going to officially be like the oldest dude to go to space.
And he has no experience with flying.
If they wrap him in saran wrap and then a pressure suit, it might keep anything from popping out. So it should be good.
You guys are poking lots of fun, but Shatner is actually in pretty damn good shape for
he is for
that
his
age.
I agree.
And he's he rides horses. He loves to ride horses. So
he does.
He's got athletic prowess in that regard.
He looks in better shape than Clint Eastwood. So,
oh goodness, Clint Eastwood! Wow.
So, okay.
Yeah, because I just saw Cry Macho, and I cried.
Oh, geez, so good, huh? I just want to say, Space Cowboys was really. I enjoyed Space Cowboys.
Yeah, but remembering Clint Eastwood in his prime, So
both of those guys in their prime would have been a hell of a dynamic duo.
But we did ask Shatner why is he going into, apparently he's a fan of Heather, and we asked him why he was going on the Bezos rocket, and his response was,
I love being up there with Heather.
So apparently he's a big fan of hers.
What app is that?
He's a big fan of Heather's.
He's also a big fucking liar, too.
Please. Who doesn't like being with Heather? I mean, come on.
Aw, you guys are so sweet.
That's actually true.
Yeah, well, that's us. We're used to her, so that's,
I can always rely on Patrick to tell us straight.
Well, the only thing you got to be aware of, if you ever piss off Heather, and if she goes, okay, and you turn your back, she has a metal pipe that will come out of nowhere and brain you. So don't ever piss her off.
You're in luck then.
Oh my God. What the hell has gotten up your ass today, number one?
Nothing, unfortunately.
That's why you're acting that way. So now I know it. I'm going to send a dot to an attachment to your cabin here to help you relax. You have any other news?
No, that was basically it. I mean, the rest of the story was they think it's going to be shot for a documentary as well. So
that explains it. And
it's not. Yeah. TMZ didn't think it was going to be the Discovery Network because they were saying it was going to be somebody else. But that at some point it's just going to pop up and go, oh, here Shatner's up there.
It's a possibility. It'll definitely. But I know it'll be advertised all over the place once it's available. My news is two little pieces. The first one is
you're talking about your balls.
It's what did I hear? Floorboard squeaking.
He is on a roll today.
So maybe that's why he's doing it, because he's sitting on one. There's Star Trek that's not Star Trek news is the Orville. It just announced season 3 release date.
Yay!
So it's going to be, unfortunately, we have to wait a little bit longer for the Orville for those of you who are a fan. It's going to be premiering on Hulu on March 10th, 2022.
Well, in addition to that, if you haven't already seen it,
I've seen it.
Asimov's Foundation was released on Apple TV yesterday.
I haven't seen that.
The first 2 episodes were, just a glory to behold.
Okay, so that's what I'm doing this afternoon. I've got the Apple TV. So I can fire right up, and I'll be busy, guys.
You just leapfrog back to your news, you greedy little bitch. I can't believe you did that. Oh, my God. But, yeah, you're right,
so
though.
Orville will be starting 5 months from now?
Yep, March 10th, 2022.
And what I thought he was going to say is if you haven't seen it, there is a cool teaser out there.
Yeah, there is.
And it's just, it's really, it'll give you the feels when you watch it.
And
Wait,
if you
for which one?
For Orville.
Orville.
Oh, okay.
Foundation's already officially out, but I'm talking about Orville.
And if you read the books like I did multiple times, you'll be able to pick up some of the thread. They did change some things a little bit, but you know where this is going. And if they can do it correctly, it's going to be an epic, sweeping saga.
And you're talking about Foundation now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought we were still talking
Because
about
I was about to go
books.
out and buy Orville books.
I know. But don't they have Orville
They
books?
probably do.
I think we talked about in one of our news segments.
They get
in the
miniatures
past.
also.
I'm still trying to get through our Star Trek books that he recommended when we started the podcast.
So there is
Wait
a lot
there
of
are Star
stuff
Trek
there.
books?
Oh, shit.
And comic books. and
I'm
everything
kidding.
else.
I'm kidding.
You kid. And the Star Trek news I have, it's officially Star Trek. If you ever play Star Trek Fleet Command, it's on the Android as well as the Apple platforms. They've finally crossed over to the PC. And if you sign up for it, you have a chance to win a Borg Cube ATX computer. So that would be amazing. If any of our listeners actually win that beastie, I'd love to be able to find out.
Just take a selfie in front of it.
It's a douche cube?
No, the thing is the thing is
Like,
really powerful.
fleet enemas?
No, it's a special edition Borg Cube battle station.
Didn't expect somebody to be able to ruin the image of a Borg Cube, and now it's just done.
It's totally ruined.
You're welcome.
But that cube is very powerful, and it looks like a Borg cube with lights and everything. So it's definitely a conversation piece. So even if that computer, when it goes obsolete within a couple of years, it's still nice to have. That was my news. So I guess we're finished with all the news section, which now we got to go to. Normally, this is where everyone is wonderfully amazed by Heather's dulcet tones telling us the recap. But now we're going to be cruelly mocked and destroyed here by Patrick's rendition. So, Patrick, what happened on the show? What did we watch?
Well, we watched season 2, episode 7 of Lower Decks called Where Pleasant Fountains Lie. Teaser: Evil computers and meddling mothers. After having manipulated a society into fighting for a centuries-old war, Agimus gets packed away like an old iPhone. Queen Paolana asks Freeman if she can borrow the Cerritos chief engineer to fix her ship, which just happens to be her son.
When you said packed like an iPhone, I tried not to laugh.
That's pretty funny.
That was good.
I mean, what else are you going to do? Just toss it out into the beach and let it hang out? And no, you got to recycle that sucker.
And then it's just put in a drawer with all the other phones.
Exactly.
Spoiler alert, that's kind of what happens at the end.
I know, right?
But the really cool part about that is that it was Jeffery Combs as the voice of Agimus.
Wasn't that awesome?
God.
Awesome.
It was so
he's
cool.
Like, he's like, wow, you're so strong. He says, I bet you could throw me over to that console over there.
That's an awesome trick. It's like, oh, you almost got me.
I wonder if Agimus is related to Landru.
Good question.
All evil computers are.
So, and we saw Landru in season 1, episode 10, No Small Parts. And
I was surprised that we didn't see him at the end of this episode.
I know, me too. But
I guess he's too big.
yeah. Oh my God. He's in the bottom. He's in the basement.
I mean, when the computer gets too big, you just kind of put another computer on top of it and keep going.
But that was so funny. You know, it's like, I bet you could throw me. You're so strong. I bet you could throw me over to that console.
And Ransom was like, hey, wait a minute. Oh, hey. Oh, nope. You almost got me. You almost got me right there. That was so funny. I was like, oh, wait, this is so embarrassing. We got tricked by a computer to do 100-year war. And at least it wasn't blamed on the supernatural. I thought that was hilarious.
That was embarrassing.
Civilization blamed on the supernatural.
You destroy the planet in the name of some god or whatever. That would be so embarrassing.
That never happens.
And then he looks over at the religious tapestry.
And then you get, most people will know their mothers will always make them feel like a child. And so
that was such a mother move.
Hello, mother.
That was just, he looked so enthusiastic. He was like, oh, shit, you.
Is that the word you're going to go with?
Yeah, it was definitely not enthusiastic. His little shades of Norman Bates there.
Oh man, that guy was tortured.
Hello, mother.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay.
Did you guys miss the line about getting some alien street food?
Yes,
Oh, I know. That was funny.
That was so
I don't
funny.
know why I get alien street food a chance. Always such a gamble.
It's like, first of all, it was like right out of, is anybody hungry? I could eat. I'm like, I could relate to that because that's like, I could eat something. And cut to the scene. Oh my God, the alien street food.
She has the runs.
Yeah,
It's
that's.
like, and she's sitting there. You can see they have her twisted in the chair.
Oh yeah,
She's
just
flushing her butthole.
Yeah, remnants.
Well, I have to take this moment just a little bit to say that Lower Decks has really stepped up their animation. The sequence of the ship and his mother's ship and everything. The ship looked gorgeous. I said ship too damn many times.
Ship.
It looked gorgeous.
The ship looked shipping ship.
Yeah, all the animation is definitely improved over last season.
They did step it up a notch because the backgrounds on the show is just like gorgeous.
Yeah.
Really good.
Even when
looking.
the planet looked destroyed, it was like, wow, that looks really cool, but so destroyed.
Boys and girls, today's word is gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Well,
I thought it was
and
ship.
also in honor to piss off Heather a little bit since we're not doing Enterprise anymore. The second word of today is moist. Moist.
What's it?
that
Giant
comes-
Robot reported that the Bakula was trying to bring back Enterprise or something.
Well,
Seriously?
But it's one of those sites that are just,
No, there's an actual
clickbait.
article. That was one of the news stories that I slept over or leapt over. TrekMovie.com. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way. TrekMovie.com had a story with Scott Bakula, and it came from him being on Bob Saget's Here For You podcast. So if you want to watch the modern day Bakula talk with Bob Saget, that's got to be worth watching on its own. But they also talk about Enterprise and possible quantum leap rumors, I guess.
Oh, I heard about that.
If you guys didn't watch the Emmys, you missed Scott Bakula.
He was on the Emmys? I totally missed the Emmys.
In a skit about I've never won an Emmy.
Wow.
Yep.
It was hysterical. So anyway, back to Lower Decks.
Yeah, back to Lower
Yes.
Decks.
Please, the anticipation has me moist.
Are we on to Act 1?
Go to Act
Yes.
One.
Go ahead.
Okay, Act 1. Insecurities, Virginity, and Sand. Oh my. Boimler plays with his weapon in preparation for a bug hunt on Dask, while Mariner heads to Daystrom Institute with an evil head in a box, aka Jeffery Combs. The Cerritos rendezvous with the Manavine. Virgin Prince Billups brings Rutherford along to assist, though Rutherford is worried he might be out of his element on an alien ship. Tendi reminds him he's right for the job. The prince declares his virginity will not be compromised by anyone. His junk belongs to the work corps. Mariner and Boimler are on the shuttle to Earth when they get caught in a gravimetric shear and are swallowed down a gravity well, ending up on a desert planet. Watch out for the sandworms of Arrakis.
Nice.
That was funny
Good
how
reference.
everybody in engineering is cheering
Tremors.
his virginity.
Right?
I wouldn't have been cheering if that's what I was cheering about. That's for sure. I don't know, man. Some people like to use it as a badge of honor. I'm like, no. That's a step you have to step through.
Billup.
They were cheering him like Jerry Springer, though. That was kind of funny.
I was gonna say now we know why. The one officer one time before said that Billups, that women were his last frontier, and now we know why.
Yeah.
Now, this
Yeah.
reminds me of a joke, and I haven't done a bad
Uh-oh.
joke in a while. So there's this couple getting ready to get married, and they withstood from doing anything together because she said she was a virgin, and so he claimed he was. So the day before the wedding, he goes out golfing with his buddies, and a ball hits him right in the nuts. So he goes to the hospital and says, "Doctor, the ball hit me right here. I have my honeymoon tomorrow." And he goes, "You know what? Let me put some tongue depressors around it and bandage it up, and you should be good by your honeymoon night." And he goes, "Okay." So they turn around, they get married, and they're in the honeymoon suite, and his new wife is in the bathroom changing. She opens the door and she comes out in this sexy see-through negligee, and she goes, "You're going to see what no man has ever seen before." And so he gets up and he drops his pants. He goes, "Oh yeah, mine's still in the crate."
Oh, that was so bad, but so unexpected.
That was so stupid.
I did not say it was going to be a funny joke,
Oh.
did I?
No,
Did
Oh
I?
my God.
I liked it. No, the delivery was okay. No, sir, that was a good one.
I had a disclaimer, okay? I had a disclaimer.
I mean, that's so bad it's giving me gas.
So good. Now back to the
Is that
story.
what that smell is?
Yes.
It's coming through the corridors. Dot, turn the fan on. Thank you. I thought for the first time Boimler actually looked capable while he was looking at Boimler was doing that phaser rifle.
Boimler was channeling, this is my rifle, this is my gun,
know,
this is
that
for
was so
fighting, this
funny.
is for fun.
Dude,
It's like, yeah, on the Titan we call it wet works. Oh, go ahead, Heather.
Which, by the way, wetworks is a euphemism for spilling blood or murder or assassination for anyone who doesn't know.
That is correct.
Wet work, yeah, we know.
Wetwork.
Well, don't you like how I used the euphemism that he was playing with his weapon in preparation for a bug hunt?
Yeah, no, that was good. That was
your
well done.
summary was awesome.
Yeah,
Like
that was a part of aliens.
I
Yep.
mean, he
Yep.
almost pulled out a knife and was doing the knife thing, but
Right.
yeah, he looked pretty good handling that phaser rifle. That made him look manly.
And
but
I thought
he forgot the most important thing. He forgot to change his shirt. He was
yeah,
wearing a
that's
red
true.
shirt.
Oh,
yeah.
well,
he was all
in
set to
certain
go.
ages of Starfleet, you have to wear a red shirt, and it doesn't mean the red shirt thing.
No, it hides the blood.
Yeah, I mean, this is lower decks. That's not TOS. So
He's not like a transporter operator or something, you know.
Well, we did get that transporter accident with him.
What happened? What happened with the transporter?
Double Boimlers.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But in the way Mariner jumped off that bed and grabbed onto him is like, oh, so you don't have to go to Bakula. You can come with me, you know?
Yeah.
Because when he got the reassignment, it's like, what? That was a little strange. And we find out why later. But that was pretty wild.
Yeah,
And then,
he was all excited. He was ready to go kick some bug ass, basically.
yeah.
well, he wanted to improve Ransom.
Yep.
Not improve Ransom. He wanted to impress Ransom.
And yeah, everybody likes to improve Ransom. Some people think he's just fine the way he is.
Oh, yeah. Especially when he's working out. Oh, muscles.
Oh, my.
All the muscles.
And then you get the queen of, what was it? Hyperion, Hesperia,
Yeah,
Hyderia.
which the Hysperians, they only appear in this episode of Lower Decks and no other Star Trek episode in any of the series.
It's funny because the autocorrect changed it to Hysteria,
Oh,
which I'm like, wait a minute, that's a Def Leppard album.
It's a what?
Isn't it a Def Leppard album? Hysteria
It's a what?
album? Okay, did I
What
screw
is-
something up? What am I
what is-
screwing up?
No, what is
you
an
said
album?
Deaf? What?
Leopard?
Deaf? What?
Oh, you are horrible, sir. There's no A in that F. It's just DEF.
I know.
You guys are awful.
There's a play on words. What can I say?
That was Patrick's joke for the day.
That was pretty bad.
You reached for that so hard, I even pulled my back out. Wow. But how would you
How
feel
do you
if
like the way the ship looked, the Monavine? That was very
it looked
ornate.
so cool.
It did.
Even the nacelles had rings on them.
It looked like a comforter.
It looked
Oh,
cozy,
wow.
didn't it?
Yeah,
you could like
very
nuzzle
cozy.
up to it.
Boimler state. He goes, "Isn't that? No, was it Rutherford? Isn't that planet that's inhabited by dragons that was inhabited by all those Ren Faire people?"
Yeah, colonized by
Yeah,
all those
Ren
Ren
Faire.
Faire types. Yeah.
Isn't that
And it-
fantastic?
And it looked like something Ren Faire people would design.
You know, that would be
Right?
awesome. All the Ren Faire people, that's the next step for them is to get on a rocket and go to a planet and just make it a Ren Faire planet. That's going to happen, people. It's just a matter of time.
They will not be merry men.
You know, the part that got me felt a little freaky until it was explained, where the mother comes into Jimmy. He's like, "I will not have sex, mother." And it's like, wait, what the fuck is going
Rutherford
on
was
with
like,
this
huh?
family?
Like, hello.
What are they doing with that? Yeah,
Freud, anyone?
Norman,
know.
come have sex with your mother.
Oh, gross.
Serious? Only a mother knows what her boy wants.
Oh, nasty. So
You know.
if he loses his virginity
and not to his mother.
and not to his mother, he automatically becomes keen and must take the throne. So, 1, how the fuck would anyone know if he's had sex or not? 2, does that include hologram sex? And 3, does that include masturbation?
Those are
Okay,
good
so
questions.
1, what was 1?
How would anyone know if he had sex or not?
They wouldn't know. 2,
Does that include holodeck sex?
no,
Or
that's
hologram?
fair game. 3
It should be.
Masturbation?
is fun for everyone.
Fun for everyone.
Yeah, so I don't know how this helps the
I guess-
situation, but how would they know that he had?
Well,
Yeah.
I guess the masturbation.
Afterglow.
I mean, unless they've got like
It's an afterglow.
that's a possibility.
His voice gets deeper.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think that
Maybe.
causes your voice to get deeper.
I don't know.
Well,
maybe it would count.
If it's been pent up for so long, it might.
Maybe it would count if he like sat on his hand till went to sleep and he does the stranger.
Oh.
Nope, that wouldn't count either.
Love is a stranger in an empty car.
You know,
Is
Remember that?
is that a progressive commercial?
The Eurythmics song?
yeah, rhythmics.
Oh.
And I want you, and I need you, and
Yeah.
I want you. Something about obsession. Okay. The thing is, yeah, you're right. How would anybody knows?
They're too young to remember, Nathan.
Yeah,
That
How
one
would-
wasn't on MTV.
No,
Yes, it
it
was.
wasn't.
What year was that?
Well, yeah, this was back in the 80s.
Late 80s,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so I was like 8. Okay, cool.
Thanks for that visual.
Talk about virginity.
Right?
What a
So-
perk, though. You lose your virginity and you become king. That's
It's
a
good to
hell
be
of a
the
way
king.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he's king of the Renaissance fair when he's like a sci-fi guy. That's like torture.
Yeah, that's why he says his love is only for this lady that's 2 stories tall and full of dilithium.
I
Wow,
know.
no,
Pumped-
that's-
pumped with dilithium.
That's
Yeah, that's right.
that's very pumped.
Well, I wonder who's pumping her full of dilithium.
Yeah, I wonder who. And it doesn't count as losing virginity, apparently.
Is that why
Nope.
it looks that way? Okay.
And
That's
That
interesting, though.
explains-
Is there a rift between sci-fi people and Ren Faire types? Like there might be a rift between Star Trek people and Star Wars people.
No,
I think
Not that I'm aware of.
no.
See, that's how ridiculous I think the Star Wars Star Trek thing is, because it's like you can go to the Ren Faire and enjoy it just as much as any other sci-fi.
Well,
So-
most Star Trek people I know, when they go to Ren Faire, they go dressed in Star Trek uniform, and they're like, "We just beamed down to this weird planet, and all these people are dressed in, medieval costumes. What's going on?"
That's because somebody saw that in that meme, and it's a great idea. But come on,
It's
Well,
funny.
Well,
You
we
know-
went to Nathan and I went to the the Star Wars celebration in Anaheim in our Star Trek uniforms.
that's just crossing the streams and asking for it,
Yeah,
right?
we crossed it hard.
We did.
And technically, fantasy is like a genre of sci-fi. Like
Exactly.
it's a sub-genre of sci-fi.
Yeah.
So
So,
Are we done with this section?
well, no, not yet, because what happened is that
Wow.
you have Mariner and Boimler. They're in the ship.
Oh,
and-
that's right. They're in the ship
right?
and they're
in the
crash.
ship,
Yeah.
and she actually looked concerned somewhat that he was depressed that he wasn't on the mission. And what she says under his breath, I thought it was all fucked up. He's like, "I could have gone," and she's like, "Yeah, you would have been killed
survive.
too."
yeah.
you wouldn't have
that was that. Talk about not positive encouragement.
I know.
No, but she was trying to save her friend. I mean, that right there like shows the motive of why she did it. She was trying to save his life. That's
I
her
agree.
friend.
I agree, but that means also she had no faith in whatever ability that he's able to do it. She
Well,
just,
those centipedes on Dansk are pretty,
but he had the big phaser rifle.
And he was wearing a red shirt.
Yeah, well,
they're pretty rough. I mean, they're like the xenomorphs on
They have
LV-426.
like, but with 100 legs or whatever.
yeah.
but then he hits like garden shears. I know, gravimetric shears. And they
Did you get
caught-
autocorrected, sir?
Yeah.
Gravimetric
Oh my
shear.
God.
That's pretty
The
bad.
dot looked at me like astounded, and it flashed the right words. So,
You
Dot
need to
was
get
in
swallowed
shock.
down in gravity well for that one.
hey, my vision is still clearing up from that pulsar. So, but then they went down the gravity well.
Did you
Oh,
hear
wait,
them scream?
and-
They both screamed.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Boimler's got a scream that's instantly recognizable because the last couple episodes he's got that scream. And Mariner's got one now too. They go crashing in the ship.
That was funny. Okay, now we can crash into the next act.
One more.
Oh no, there's
Hold
more.
on.
They got to
Hold
talk
on.
about the replicator.
right.
That's in the next section.
Okay,
Tendi and Rutherford. Tendi was like, talking Rutherford into going on the ship because he didn't want to go on the ship.
But he's like, that's out of my comfort zone.
Yeah,
it's so comfortable.
I love you need to get out of your comfort zone, but I love my zone. It's so comfortable.
Dum 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 dum.
I can relate because it's nice to be in a comfy zone.
I agree.
And the list of things that she was telling him that he'd have to do when he went over there, and one of them was learn to curtsy.
Yeah, and he's freaking out and starting to sweat.
You have to go to, is this word for word? Did I write this down right? A fancy cruiser with puffy monarchs?
Yes.
Basically.
That's a great description.
Yep. And
Puffy
that's exactly what it
monarchs.
was. Speaking about puffy, Patrick, next section.
Anyway, Act 2, Desert Planets, Black Licorice again. Come on, man. Sex, lies, and videotape. Mariner and Boimler come to on the desert planet. Comms are out, so they can't send a distress call, and the replicator's only spitting out black licorice. There's a disembodied voice coming from inside the wreckage. Why, it's Agimus demanding to get cozy with the ship's computer. He offers them a sonic shower if they'll let him get a quickie with the engineering conduit. Outside the roar of an alien creature, they try to defend themselves but retreat into the shuttle, and the creature eats all their rations. Agimus sneaks a quickie with Mariner's pad. The next day, Licorice from the replicator again. They need to find water fast. Agimus offers to watch the computer while they search. Mariner wants to bury him, but Boimler reminds her that isn't how Starfleet behaves. As they cross the desert, they find a fruit-bearing tree, which sadly just tastes like licorice. Mariner gets frustrated with Boimler constantly referring to his time on the Titan. He thinks she's just jealous of his rock climbing as he falls on his ass climbing a tree. Agimus gets buried in the sand only to get stolen away by crabs. There's a cream for that. Agimus pits Boimler against Mariner by showing her the video of him getting reassigned to the mission. Will Ransom think that Boimler isn't up to harder tasks now? Being so easily manipulated by Agimus proves Mariner's point. On the Manavine, Billups and Rutherford make short work of the repairs. Mom is impressed, so she says. Freeman calls Billups to her ready room in an attempt to free him from his mother's clutches when a massive explosion rips through the Manavine, killing Mom and Rutherford. Billups thinks it's all his fault, that he must assume the throne. Ew, sex stuff is going to happen. Tiana tells Tendi of the explosion. She cries over the loss of her friend.
This was a really heavy act. A lot of things went on in this act, and it was chock full of all kinds of stuff. When you get Mariner and Boimler, and you get Agithus. Oh my God, that thing is Agimus trying to be such a...
Agitha was on...
That's Bewitched, right?
No,
Bewitched.
that was on...
Fantastic Four.
No, it was on the Scarlet...
Well, come back to us when you
Scarlet
get it.
Witch with WandaVision.
The Vision, WandaVision.
That's
what
Agitha was on WandaVision.
Well, any rate, she was also Fantastic Four in the comic book, so...
And
there's
Bewitched.
that. Okay, so what happened was they're trying to do a distress signal and they can't do it. And this computer,
It's like,
Agmus,
I can help.
he keeps trying to. He's just like so not subtle.
It's like, hook it up.
Plug
I mean,
me in
hook me up.
It catches her. It's like I was just stretching my tentacles.
That was, I think, my favorite feature of Agabus. He's got these cords that just kind of stretch and grab. I wasn't expecting. Every once in a while, it's kind of sneak close to a port, and like you got to pull it away at the last second.
And what woman has not been with a guy on the couch or in the movie theater does that lame stretch to try to get their arm around them and do like a boob grab or something like that? And that's what he totally was.
I've never done that.
He's like, I was just stretching.
He was a grabby.
Yeah.
Then they get smacked in the face.
I've never done that.
Lies. Yeah.
That's true. I've never done that.
Well, I've never done the boob grab. I've done the arm stretch.
Well, okay. It doesn't necessarily have to end that way.
And that's why you guys have never been smacked in the face.
You didn't smack me in the face, but that's another story.
Was it on the bottom?
I'm telling you, watch out for Heather when she's got that pipe. She's got like a retractable pipe. She
Heather's
presses
gonna lace
a
some
button.
pipe.
Yeah, she's got a button and it extends out like a bow staff and then whack. And then she hits another button and it's like a roll of quarters.
How
She's
the
very
fuck
dangerous.
else am I supposed to herd these tribbles?
See?
She's a triple herder.
Yeah,
See?
and that experience helps with some people.
And I have to agree with both of them. I really hate black licorice.
Oh my God.
It's the worst licorice. Everybody
it really is.
Oh, everybody. I'm okay with it, but it's like that's all you got.
It really does taste like poison.
Okay, fine. I'll take it.
It tastes like poison. It's
Yeah.
seriously
Especially
poison.
when you turn around and you says, I'd like to have some iced tea, sugar-free, and a lemon. Black licorice.
Here, have some black licorice. Like, oh, thanks a lot, Replicator. That was really useful.
Or the next day when you want some water and it comes out black licorice.
I mean, like when the troubleshooting manual of Starfleet Replicator system, you look up the help feature where it says it's only giving me black licorice, and it says nope,
Tough shit.
resetting won't even help. It's in black licorice mode. You're screwed.
Troubleshooting error 404.
It says buy a new replicator.
And you go ahead and you kick it on the side. It says hot banana. Hot banana.
Hot bananas or black licorice. You've got to pick one of them.
And they have no water. They have nothing. When they finally do get water, it's freaking black licorice.
That's
hilarious.
Hell.
Wild.
That was so
pure
funny
hell.
because you just don't know what kind of taste is going to come out of a fruit. It's black licorice of all
It's
things.
black licorice. It's like the worst case scenario.
Well, I don't taste like black licorice.
It's like fennel seed taste.
That's
Only
not what
worse.
the Klingon said. Then you had a Mariner again. And this episode, I thought she wasn't really being a good friend because he's climbing the tree and she's like, "You can't climb the tree. You can."
She's not very supportive. Yeah.
No.
Well, she's kind of annoyed with him because he keeps, bragging about his time on the Titan. She's just like, dude, really? Shut up.
Yeah.
He's like, he did it. He climbed the tree, got all the way up there. I'm like, good job, Boimler. And then the branch breaks.
Yeah, but he did make it.
He did make it.
Yeah. So I think that she wasn't being a very good friend the first two sections of this.
I think she was just upset that her shoulder was screwed up.
She probably just had sand in her underpants.
Right? Oh, I can't even look at it.
That was like, oh man, that was violent.
But Mariner's just one tough broad. I mean, she's just like, it's just fractured.
She's just like snap it back in place. Yeah.
Yeah. No big deal.
Yeah. So what? We can get it fixed.
I mean, she was going to go climb the tree.
Yeah, she was. But he's like, no, with your arm hurt. I do like the way his character is finally beginning to grow. So that's cool.
Also seeing their relationship grow too.
Yeah.
And it's
true.
not all fast. It's like these small, it's a small buildup each episode. And they're very good at this.
Yeah.
Well, pretty soon they're going to be
life.
grabbing a quickie behind the engineering conduit.
Real life.
No.
I thought you were going to make a joke about small buildups and talk about Billups.
It's going to be Mariner and Ransom.
Now, that's a large buildup.
Oh my God.
If he's chief engineer and he's still a virgin, that's a large buildup.
Oh.
Boimler, why are you so quick? What'd you expect? This is my first time.
That sounded just like him.
But then you have Rutherford and Billups. They're on the ship, and he fixes the dragon's breath. The dragons.
They have mythical names for everything technical.
Again, that's what Ren Faire people would do.
It really is.
The TV would be the magic crystal viewing orb. So.
I mean, I thought dragon's breath was what they were talking about when they went to have to go to the bathroom and they farted.
Oh.
Yeah, that would be your nasty demon breath. But they fix it. So, and then she's like, your skill as an engineer is so good, and you're this and you're that, and then gets back, and then what happens? The freaking thing explodes.
Kaboom!
Yeah, big boom.
It's like bada boom.
And not only explodes, but it explodes right when he's like, I think she's proud of me, or I think I did a good job. And
good
boom.
catch.
Oh, yeah. Freeman just got him out. She did the bailout maneuver, got him aboard, the Cerritos, and got him saved from the mother.
Yeah.
And then
She did that. I'm on a date and my friend's calling me 15 minutes in to make sure that I'm okay.
Yes, like if you want an excuse to go home, here we go.
Yeah,
I'm texting you.
I mean, I gotta admit, I gotta give big ups for Captain Freeman for doing that kind of captaining. Captaining.
Yeah,
Emergency.
she's concerned about her crew.
You must feed your fish. Come home immediately.
Yeah.
I have
You gotta
fish.
take care of them.
Exactly.
I have to leave.
Exactly.
That's right. I have fish. I forgot. Goldie and what was the other one's name? Goldie? Yeah.
Goldie and Goldie.
I'm sorry. The biggest temptation for me wouldn't have been on that ship. Unfortunately, the biggest temptation was Agimus is like, I can make you a cheeseburger.
You talk about temptation. That was the one that sounded more exciting. I mean,
Blueberries, guacamole, with all
And then
and of course they bury him.
yes, after all that,
I mean, that was the last straw. I mean, they talked about Data's head getting buried, but that was in a cave.
I think what really did it was like he kept insulting them. He kept putting them down. For example, when he said to Mariner, my scans indicate that you could lose a couple pounds anyway.
That was fucked up.
That was like, oh, whoa.
And she's like, excuse me? Oh, you did not just go there.
I was like,
computers
that's
should know.
That was 3 snaps up, baby.
That really was. And Boimler's like, Mariner, don't engage. Remember?
That was
like,
messed up.
I'm going to bitch slap this robot.
I mean, it's bad when the computer targets you personally.
Yeah. Saying you lose a few pounds. I think they learned that from GLaDOS.
I mean, it's like you could
You can stand to lose a few pounds.
That's the word I'm missing. You could stand to lose a few plugs
pounds
off of that box you're in.
Seriously. It's like, I am going to cover up your speaker outputs in order not to hear your ass anymore.
I'm going to poke holes in it. I mean, I'm going to poke that red eye out so fast. How can they? I'm like, I'm going to unplug you, but they already unplugged him. So I'm just like, where am I going to find your off switch?
And I mean, it's bad enough when a human gets crabs, but when a computer gets crabs, I mean, come on now, people.
No, because then after he get crabs, he's going to turn around and be a little bitch by talking about, you want to see what Mariner said about you?
Oh.
Yeah,
which only proved Mariner's point, that he was being easily manipulated by Agimus.
Yeah, that's what the whole thing she's saying. Look.
Well, I don't know if it was easy. Well, kind of easy. I mean, it was surprising how easy it was because, I mean, Ransom almost threw him to get plugged in, but didn't because he was smart enough not to figure that out. And that's Ransom we're talking about. Boimler, I think, has a little bit more intelligence than Ransom.
But Ransom's prettier.
But we'll find out more on the next section. We'll find out about that. But yeah, that was kind of like you did. It's like you wouldn't have survived. You're not smart nor intelligent or quick enough. And he got really pissed at her. And I get that.
Yeah.
Totes.
It's like, oh my God, is this a part? No, it's the next part, I think. Did they get to ship this one? Did they get to the derelict ship?
No.
They didn't get to Cephalaku in this section. Is it this section or next section for the Cephalaku?
Well, they get to the start of it, but they don't get into it yet.
Next section.
Okay. Then in that case, anybody else feel free to dive and finger bang this section for me.
Ew, sex stuff.
I was just going to say something about the mind games from 100-year-old router.
Right.
That was hilarious.
That's like playing Minesweep with something from 1980s.
Seriously,
just say Commodore. All you have to say is Commodore, and everybody from the 80s goes, hey, that's my computer. Except for the few that had a pet in the late 70s.
We're going to play ping pong.
Oh, one of those old riddles. I have 2 American coins in my hand that total to 35 cents, and one of them is not a quarter. What is it?
Say that again?
I have 2 American U.S. currency coins in my hand. They add up to 35 cents, and one of them is not a quarter. What are the 2 coins?
Okay, Gollum, we're not playing riddles, a game of riddles here.
But this one, once you hear the answer, you'll be totally pissed off and throw shit at the bulkhead. So
exactly
I'm
why
waiting for you to give Heather the answer to this one.
Yeah, because I'm. What is it?
Her brain is like overloading here.
Well, it's a quarter and a dime. I said one of them is not a quarter. I didn't say the other one wasn't.
Oh, jeez.
You can smack him, Heather.
So yeah, go ahead and throw something now.
That was bad. There's
a lot of play riddles like that. So that's one of them, which usually will get people frustrated and punch you.
This is what happens when you ended up getting buried in the middle of the desert because you're a computer that said something wrong.
Thank you, Gollum, for that wonderful riddle.
That's why he did it on a podcast.
Exactly. So people they'll forget when they see me in person and they won't hit me. Okay.
They'll see all the crabs on you, so then they won't forget.
And then they go, oh my God, his number 1 must be nearby. Okay, let's go to the next section.
Oh, I forgot to title the next section. Damn it.
Is that it?
I forgot the title.
I think that's my favorite title out of all of them.
That's it, man. That's
I like that. That wins. That one wins.
I mean, section 3 was long, man. So anyway, Act 3. Boimler and Mariner find a ship with the engines intact. They fight over Agimus's controlling influence. Boimler stuns Mariner and takes Agimus into the ship and hooks him up. Back on the Cerritos, Billups tells Freeman that he must leave Starfleet as his homeworld needs him to man up and perform the royal copulation with his male and female escorts. Tendi doesn't believe Rutherford is dead and decides to locate him using his cybernetic implant. She follows it to the Manavine to find him and the Queen enjoying a feast fit for kings. Tendi is overjoyed that he isn't dead, asking how he survived the explosion. He realizes that Paulana tricked him so that Billups would think that they died and lose his virginity. Rutherford rushes back to save his boss from sexy time. Will it hurt? Mariner comes to find Boimler has given Agimus access to the control console in exchange for Agimus's power source. Mariner rushes in to try and stop Boimler as Agimus boasts, "It's too late. I will produce a fleet of murder drones and control the entire system." As Agimus mocks Boimler for trusting him, Boimler reveals that he used Agimus to power the ship so that he could send a distress signal, and Agimus was really just a dimmer switch. Mariner is impressed by his ingenuity. Back on the Cerritos, Billups confronts his mom for faking her death and telling her that he will be a lifelong virgin. Mariner and Boimler get rescued by a Starfleet runabout and head to Earth. Agimus says he's impressed by their trust and friendship and vows to be better. letter claiming that he's deleted all his manipulative subroutines and wants to become a Starfleet officer. Instead, he's taken to the Daystrom Institute, locked in a self-aware, megalomaniacal computer storage section with the other loser wannabe sentient computers, as they all start to brag about, what you want to do tonight, brain? Same thing we do every night, Pinky, try to take over the world!
Nice.
Okay, this section had two things that made me laugh like really hard.
Your face?
No, it was yours, but I digress. When he says, I will blind you, and he hits the dimmers,
Yes.
the light goes off.
It goes
Yes.
blink, blink. It's not that bright in here.
How dare you mock Agmus?
Exactly, he's just a dimmer switch.
It's like, I'm gonna blind you. And when that light went off and on, I was in tears.
That's like, the modern day equivalent for that for me is like, okay, so you took an Alexa and you brought her into your home and you hooked her up to the lighting system.
Alexa,
what's the
when
worst
evil.
she's going to do? She's going to turn the lights on and off? I mean, come on.
I will blind you.
You know, that made me laugh so hard. And then the last part where all the computers are trying to one-up each other.
Yes.
Man, that was hilarious.
Yes. And did you guys notice one of the computers had a CBS logo on it?
No.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I missed
gonna
that.
have
I
to
was
look
trying
for
to
that.
take over the world, so.
You're also a computer, apparently.
That was so
Apparently.
cool.
Apparently.
And again, Tendi proves what a friend she is because she just can't let Rutherford go. And it was her scan that helped reveal the mother's
The deception.
diabolical plot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I dig that.
Wait a
'cause
minute,
Tendi-
her what plot, Nathan?
Diabolical.
No, diabolical. Not
said that.
diabolical. That's a bot as on the floor.
Look, you speak Nathan. So what the hell?
Yes, but the rest of the people who are listening don't speak Nathan, so they
Well,
would
they
be wondering
will
what a
learn to.
diabolical is.
They will learn to. They will learn to.
Diabolical.
It hurts. A diabolical, it hurts.
I'm sorry. It's not my language to begin with. My original language, the episode. So let's with the first off, you got the sexy underwear on the prison guards. Well, they weren't prison; they were the royal guards.
The royal, yeah.
And the mother's like, "I train my guards not to do foreplay."
I'm like, wow, that's impressive.
Yes, and that's what hurt them. That's what hurt them. If they had done foreplay, you might have been able to get it up.
Yeah, and he said he's in the mirror. Come on, you got this. You can do this.
He's like, I just needed time.
I find it interesting that that he's going to lose his virginity to a man and a woman.
I found that erotic.
Well,
I thought that was
saying that you know.
I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't bother me, but I just found it interesting though that
They didn't say who he'd lose it to, but there was at least two guards right there.
She
Yeah,
was probably
well-
doubling down because she doesn't know her son,
Exactly.
what way her son might have gone. So this way she hedged her bets.
I was thinking like she tried last time with chicks and it didn't work out. So she's like, fuck it. I'm going to add it like a guy this time.
Well, that could be, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, look, you're my honor guard. Wear the sexy black bra and panty underwear, okay?
Tight.
Tight. And then, he takes off his robe and they go like, eyes up here. They're like,
where is it?
It's like, it's the royal penis.
Oh, man.
At least he didn't have to do the royal copulation.
No, because again, you have Rutherford doing the Matrix style, running through the halls and diving in the swords.
He had his own action sequence.
Yeah, I've got to stop Billups from doing the do.
Dude, that's so funny. It's like he can't use his royal scepter.
I like that when he's walking out with the guards. He's like, "Will it hurt?"
Yeah.
No, that was funny.
That was
If
so
you do it
bad.
right, it will.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
It's like, what the hell? And that you got to figure, you're going to blow up your own ship to get your son to lose his virginity. That's dedication.
And fake your own
Psychopathy.
death. Jesus. Yeah, it's total psychopathy.
Yeah, it's like, wow.
I just like the little scene where they're in the feast and and Rutherford's like, I gotta contact the ship, I gotta contact Billups, and the lute starts playing and it blocks his
Oh,
comm
I
system.
know. Just like Ren Faire people.
It's a Ren Faire thing. It's like, no, it's a magical lute because when he strokes the strings, the comms get blocked.
Well,
okay, fine.
He was a bard.
Well, when you stroke things at a Ren Faire, lots of things get blocked.
Ouch.
He was a bard. So, and as a bard, that's probably like a 4th or 5th level spell that he had with his lute. He could destroy mechanical items. So,
I love how they made Ren Faire people like the evil people, the
so
bad
that
guys.
was so funny.
The Queen, Queen Paolana, if you look at the actress who voiced her, I swear to God, I was like, this totally like translated perfectly.
Why? What?
She just looks like she would be that cartoon character.
Oh, the actual actress. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I'm like, they must have like taken her face and said, we're going to do her like this.
Perfect match.
Maybe.
I like that in Star Trek, you have mothers that annoy their child. It's like you go back to the Next Generation and Deanna Troy's mother, Loxana Troy, is
Loxana.
legendary woman in Star Trek. Not to mention that Majel Barrett is Majel Barrett. But I just love that it kind of harkens back to the Next Gen era when the mother would show up and all hell breaks loose. And that's what happens to Billups.
The one thing also, which I thought was kind of cool in a way, and I'm looking forward to next episode to see if the ramifications of this is when Mariner is arguing with Boimler and he points the phaser at her. She goes, "You're not going to shoot me. You don't have the will."
I'm like, that's what happens when you put stun settings on phasers.
Yeah, I think when he had his replicator incident, they might have given him some more balls.
Oh, he definitely had him. And he had an ultimate plan that he didn't tell Mariner about. So even though Agimus thought he was manipulating him, at this point, we find out that Boimler was playing along the entire time.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's another big hands up to Boimler because he's running it. He's smarter.
And Agitha was like, what? How? What?
I know, that was so funny. He was all frustrated. I'm not at the nav console. No, you're at the dimmer switch. You stupid fuck.
He's a dimmer switch fool.
I will produce murder drones and take over the whole system.
I mean, murder drones is a great solution to a lot of his problems, but that poor computer, he's just like, I just plugged in a dimmer.
It's like I
will blind you.
It's like I had to make him believe I was on his side so I can get access to his battery. So it shows that he had this whole plan worked out in his head. And even Mariner looked a little impressed.
Oh, she was totally impressed. She was like, damn.
Yeah, so again, I hope this changes their relationship on the next episode.
They're going to knock boots eventually.
You think so?
Did you guys notice that Boimler and Mariner, they basically, this whole episode was them lugging a box around, and it was basically a MacGuffin, I think it's called.
Yep.
And
but it was Jeffery Combs.
Right?
I know. But that basically means that they use like an item or a person to move the plot forward and motivate the characters, but it actually had no importance in and of itself.
And he was definitely a MacGuffin, but Jeffery Combs, you can tell he just ate that roll up like he does everything.
Totally.
I think that was his most evil role.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I don't know about the most evil role. I mean, when he's an Andorian,
that was his most evil character.
Yeah, his Andorians were pretty.
Yeah, but his Andorians, there's like something behind it. I mean, when he helped Archer out and everything, now I can actually reference Enterprise.
I never thought him as an evil guy as an Andorian. I thought he was, kind of a badass, but I never thought of him as evil.
Weyoun was more evil.
Totally.
Oh, yeah, Weyoun.
But even Weyoun had his own humanity and everything.
Well, he had civilization to worry about. But I mean, the blue guy he's okay. He's an okay guy.
So see, technically, this is the most evil character he's played on Star Trek.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. I have to agree because he wanted to do total destruction with murder drones.
Murder drones.
I love that even at the end, he's like, well, trust and friendship's better than manipulation.
He lied.
And he's just like, beep, I just deleted all the subroutines. And
he lied. He
lying
lied.
motherfucker.
I want to take me to Starfleet. I'll become a Starfleet officer. Mm-hmm.
And you can see Mariner and Boimler just kind of give each other the side eye.
They ain't buying that shit.
Yeah, they gave each other the side eye while they're drinking hot cocoa.
He's like, I'll be the 7 of 9. I'll be Agimus of 1. And then they stick him in the wall.
the Daystrom Institute.
And where he is only Agimus of 1.
one computer of many.
I got a little bad news for everybody here.
What?
There's only 3 episodes left.
Oh.
No. But wait, don't we do Prodigy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's only 3 episodes left of Lower Decks, and I know you've not gone below a 7 on any of these. So I'm curious how we're going to do with Prodigy. But yeah, there's only 3 episodes left, just 3.
And we actually, looks like we have a week off too, because Prodigy doesn't start until
Damn
the
it.
28th.
Oh, then we can just go ahead and do another Enterprise.
We could sneak that one in. That was a good one, though. That one episode of Enterprise.
Okay. That's the dog one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
Well,
can
at least
do
it's a dog
The
one.
night in
we
sick
can do
bay.
that.
That was kind of fun.
So we can do that one. But other than that, this was a really good episode again. And of course, the crowd is waiting with bated breath. What rating do you give this one there, Heather?
I give this episode a 9.
Woo! Oh, sorry. Did I say that aloud?
It was very well written. It was funny as fuck. It had twists, it had turns, and the character development was great. The only thing that was missing that would have given it a 10 is if it had added more Easter eggs. But otherwise, the ending was perfect, and it is a 9.
How about you, Pat?
I'll give it an 8. Well, maybe an 8.5 since Billups retained his virginity. So
Where's Billups? Did his kingdom come?
That was the funniest line.
funny.
Oh, my God.
That was funny.
That was so awesome.
And I think Billups should be a prime example to incels on how you should really be. You're not evil, horrible people, but actually he's an incel and he still was cool. And
Yeah.
everyone still liked him and cheered him.
He chose to be an incel.
Yeah. How about you there, Chief? What'd you give it?
Oh, I was going to say I never chose to be an
No.
No, I got the 9 on this one. This one was hot. I loved this episode. This was great. It was awesome to get Jeffery Combs in again, and he was perfectly cast as the evil computer. And you guys know I love it when they go up against a computer, especially a badass one. And this was also comical at the same time. So I was loving this episode so much.
I am going to give it my full 9. So I'm just going to
9
push it right in
centimeters?
there. And
Oh, stop
it
it.
was really good. I enjoyed the fact that Jeffrey Combs ate up everything that he does, and I thought it was cool. The whole thing with somebody who is a virgin, but he's not upset about doing it. He's doing it for the greater good. He loves the engine. He loves the
He
Enterprise.
wasn't doing it for the greater good.
Greater good, you know.
Not of his kingdom.
Yeah, but he still had honor.
I mean, he tried to. He tried
He still
to.
loves his people. He still loves Hysperian because he says, well, I can't leave them without a leader.
But
so
yeah,
the mother should take
So no, he was
solace
doing
in
it for
that.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, the mother should take solace in that.
Billups loves his virginity a little more.
Yeah, but he also loves Hysperian, his people, because when mother dies, he was ready to abdicate his position to lead them. So she should know that if she ever choked on a chicken wing, he'd be okay.
He made the first big mistake that you should never make. Don't ever make a big decision, a life decision, after someone just passed away.
Oh, that's a good point.
Whoa.
Oh, you never knew that?
There's such a thing as there's grief sex and there's stress sex that happens.
Ooh.
hey, lots of people get laid after funerals. I'm telling you.
I think we're talking about two
lots of
different
births.
things here.
No,
There's
of
big
babies.
decisions after somebody dies, and then there's sex after somebody dies. Totally different
It's the
things.
same thing
Well, it
in a way.
depends on who you're having sex with. It could be a big
Well, don't
decision.
have sex with a dead person.
No.
They've done a study where they had a group of men and in a very attractive guide take them through mountainous regions. The group that gets taken through a place that's supposed to be dangerous and it looks dangerous and feels dangerous, the men hit on the mountain guide a lot more of a higher percentage than the ones that went through a regular path.
Oh, you're talking about those mountainous regions.
I think I saw that study. It was
Yeah.
something about the stress and
Yep,
everything.
it automatically gets people to procreate. That's what happens when if you look at birth rates for blackouts, you look
it's
at
a
birth
stress
rates
relief?
for everything. Yeah, it starts up. People get stressful and they want to procreate.
Bow chicka wow wow.
I don't have any mountainous regions.
They feel it might be a biological thing that if the human race is threatened to get wiped out, that we automatically start producing like rabbits in order to replenish the stock. So it's definitely interesting.
When in doubt, they say, fuck it.
Really?
Literally.
Looks like I'm so pissed off. I'm going to put my dick in the ground so I can say, fuck the earth. Okay. Patrick, I know you may not know the answer, but I'm going to ask you anyway. What's next week's?
We don't have a listing for it yet.
And why
Just
not?
Season 2, episode 8.
Use your fleck of evil, your flesh of evil to find out.
No, I used the cream, so the crabs are gone.
Oh, well, thank God. I actually heard them struggle to breathe and die and fall off. It was quite hysterical. You're like,
What?
IMDb is not listing next week's episode yet, so
You should write an email. Say, hey, Mike McMahon.
yeah, why not?
We've
Give
got
us
this
our stuff.
podcast here, and we kind of need to know the name of the next episode, like
Ahead
at
of
least
time.
a week before it actually airs. Just kind of
so we can
Please.
tell our users, our listeners,
We just
hello.
want to know,
And also to let you know, I, again, am in an area which hardly has any signal. I've been going to a Tempest secure room with Starfleet. So when the premiere comes, if you guys are listening during the premiere, I'm not going to be able to join you for at least another couple of more weeks. So, but thank you for joining for the premiere. And I don't know if our regulars are still showing up. Are our regulars still showing up, Chief?
Yeah, both Heather and Rocky are showing up.
No, we have more that come up, don't we?
I swear to God, the
Dom.
last time we're like, where's Dom at?
Yeah, hi, Dom.
And then Pimpin' That Hole didn't show up either?
Yeah.
Oh, he gets notifications late, so he ends up coming at the end of the show.
Oh, yeah,
I
the
do
YouTube
know-
notifications. Okay, we can blame it on that.
Well, I do know
Yeah.
that Lana listens to us, so I just have to say, Lana,
hi, Lana.
put some clothes on. Don't listen to
Oh,
us like
geez.
that, okay?
Whoa.
'Cause I know you're laying there being naturified with the turtles and everything.
Oh, my.
So just, yeah.
Can we get a picture on the Patreon account? Because she was on the show. So in
Yeah.
theory, maybe Lana should give us a picture of her listening to our show.
I could ask about
Well,
that.
fully clothed.
Yeah.
Or strategically placed turtles.
The future.
Or
We
tribbles.
do have that.
Yes.
We do have that X-ray filter, so there's always that. Okay, thanks everybody for joining us. Everybody, please be careful out there, as well as thank you, crew, for doing an outstanding job again. And Patrick, fuck you very much for always correcting me. And you guys have remember, just don't have a great week, but make it so.
And if you can, support the show by going to patreon.com/Starfleet Underground. Lots of perks to choose from, and you might even like some of them. Starfleet Underground, beaming into a podcast feed near you. Log on to our website at starfleetunderground.com and send your comments and questions to thecollective@starfleetunderground.com. Follow us on Twitter at StarfleetUnderG and on Facebook and Instagram, we're Starfleet Underground.